Hi, my name is Maya. I have a frog in the throat. And welcome to the Swiss Yarn Festival vlog. So today is the 27th of March 2026 and I am going to the first of the 3 days of the Swiss Yarn Festival. It is 7:15 in the morning. I haven't talked today, so excuse the voice. So I wanted to take you with me through the whole day, but before we start, I have a long journey in front of me because the festival happens at the other corner of Switzerland, and Switzerland is not big, but it's still the other corner. So I have like 3 hours of public transit in front of me, and right now it's snowing. It's also sunny, but it's snowing, so it's cold. So we need to talk about the outfit I'm gonna take, we need to talk about the knitting project I'm gonna take with me, we need to talk about what will be in my bag for the day, and what is my shopping list. So let's get into it. The first thing is my outfit, which is not really... there's stuff everywhere. It's not really completely planned out. So here is my knitwear. Can you see that? Yes, you can. So I have my t-shirts and tops down here. I think I'm gonna put on my melon tee because it's kind of warm and a thicker fabric than just fingering weight, but it's not DK weight either because I think if I put something too thick, I'm gonna overheat. So let's go with that one. And then I'm gonna put just some trousers that I have around here. Just black trousers because I'm groundbreaking. And I'm considering not even putting a sweater on because I know when I'm inside the venue I'm gonna be too hot. And I'm gonna take my winter coat with me because it's snowing and it's warm enough for me to wear just over a t-shirt. So maybe no sweater? And the other thing I could take with me is a scarf. This is my Lune shawl. It's kind of in between a shawl and how do you call that? Shawlette, mini scarf thing, and it's easy to like wrap up in small space, so if I don't want to wear it, I can just put it in my bag. And I guess that's it for the outfit. Ta-da! I hope I'm not gonna regret not taking a sweater with me. But worst case scenario, I have this. We should be fine. Oh, and I ended up changing my pants because the socks I have to wear with the other pants are less comfortable. Do you also have socks that are linked to a specific outfit? Because I do. Now, second question, what project am I gonna bring with me? It's pretty simple. I need something portable, easy to knit on, and in small yarn, so that I have a lot of knitting on it because I have 3 hours to get there and 3 hours to come back, so that's a lot of knitting time. So the first project is something I just cast on yesterday night. It's the second sample of a design of mine. It's the 30s top, so for now it doesn't look like much, but I need to finish this quick, so I'm gonna knit on that one. However, I need to film a tutorial for the joining, not in the round because it's an open front, but the joining the front and back pieces together, because it's a little bit complicated. And I cannot film when I'm on the train, obviously. So I'm gonna have to stop whenever I reach the underarm. I'm pretty sure I can make it to there, even though it's small yarn. So I need a second project. And the second project is gonna take ages because it's my mixed rib cami. It's on 3mm needles, it's fingering weight, and it's a mixed rib motif, so it's not just stockinette. So this goes really, really slow. So I'm gonna take this with me. I am considering taking the second skein because I'm doing the edges. You need to pick up and do an I-cord. So I'm doing the edges with the second skein in case there is a color difference because this is hand-dyed. But I don't think I will. It's just going to take too much room and I have enough in this to work on the body for a few hours. So it should be enough. And I'm also going to take a second 50-gram skein for the first project because I'm pretty sure I'm going to run out of the first one. And I don't think I need more than 2. And by the way, this yarn is Studio Linen Echo by Erica Knight in the colorway Lighthouse. And this one It's Berry Natural by Woolberry Fiber Company in the colorway Frost. Now, I'm gonna put those in this little project bag that I made myself a few years ago. So I'm gonna put the non-immediate stuff in this bag. By non-immediate stuff, I mean things I'm not gonna use immediately. And then the work in progress and the skin that's in use, I will just put directly in my bag without a project bag, because project bags just take room, in my opinion. And in this bag, I'm also gonna have tape measure, scissors, tri-on tubing, and some markers. And that's it. Now, what will be in my bag? Well, of course, snacks, my camera gear, so I have a mini tripod, some extra batteries, and of course the camera, but I cannot put it in my bag right now. And that's kind of it. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting something, but I'm gonna realize once it's too late. I moved a little bit so that we have a better lighting situation. And the last thing we need to talk about is my shopping list. So I always go to festivals with a pretty solid idea of what I'm gonna buy so that I don't end up buying stuff without a plan, because it always ends badly. So I have not really a set number of things. There's one thing I'm sure I want to buy, and then the rest I'm gonna see if I find something. So the first thing is for a future design of mine that will be a sweater in all over colorwork. And I really, really want to make something in colorwork, and I have an idea, and it's gonna be awesome, but I don't have the yarn yet. So I will need at least 2 colors, and I will need a lot of them because I want the sweater to be really big and really long, and maybe a 3rd color, but I'm not sure about that. So I would like something at least DK weight, but not over worsted weight. I want something non-superwash, woolen spun, not too itchy, but if it's a little bit rustic, it's fine, but I want to be able to wear it next to skin, and I'm super sensitive. And I want nice colors, because I like colors. So I have an idea of what I'm gonna buy, because I go to this festival every year, and I kind of know who's gonna be there. And there is one yarn I have been wanting to try out every year since I've been getting there, but I never bought it because I didn't have a project in mind. So this time, maybe it's the year, we'll see. And then I'm looking for 2 colors of a light fingering weight for also a design of mine, but it's going to be a summer design. So I'm looking for like a linen or silk or cotton blend or something with a lot of drip. And then I'm also looking for a cotton merino blend, very specifically cotton merino, no linen, no silk, cotton merino. For another summer top, I want it to be fingering or heavy fingering and next to skin soft, because it's negative ease. And then I'm looking for some notions like needle cases and stuff like that. And that's it. So hopefully I'm not gonna go too off-piste and off-road, or however you want to say that, and buy too much unplanned stuff, but I don't think I will, because I'm really set on my stashing down goals, and actually buying this yarn is already bothering me because I want to get my stash down instead of buying yarn, but I need to get the yarn to do my designs, so yeah. Usually what I do when I find a yarn that I really like, but I don't have plans for it yet, I take a picture, so that whenever comes the time to have a new design and I don't have a yarn for it, I can look through my pictures and see if I have something saved for that. Now, I think that's it, so I'm gonna leave, I think in 15 minutes. We're good. Now I can tell you about something funny. Actually, what I did right here was my worst nightmare, because we all have this very specific nightmare that we do all the time, and that's so silly and sounds so dumb, and why is this a nightmare? How can this even be nightmare material? So mine is that I always end up in a situation where people are waiting for me, or I need to catch a train or a bus or whatever, and I need to prepare something. Prepare a bag, prepare a speech, put away some stuff, or cook a meal or whatever. Just I need to do something that requires logistics and preparations, and I cannot do it. And every time I make a step forward, there are 3 other tasks that add up, and then I never do any progress, and then people are waiting on me, and I get stressed out, and time flies, and I'm not doing progress, and it's stressing me out, and it's really horrible. And every time I wake up from those nightmares, I'm completely shaken up, and yeah, it's a nightmare. So filming while I prepare to go somewhere and I have nothing planned for this thing, because when I started this morning it was basically from scratch. When I have a time crunch, like I have a train to catch, it's like exactly my worst nightmare. But I figured I'm gonna fight fire with fire, and I'm proud of myself for doing it because it went well. I have time to spare and I'm done preparing my bag. I mean, kind of. I haven't put the stuff in my bag actually, but we're getting there.
Take me where your river flows. I wanna drive on your open road like the wilderness where we are born, singing whoa. There's an ocean in your eyes, a million stars that paint the sky. So we'll drift down with the tide, singing whoa. Fly away somewhere past the Milky Way. Maybe we'll return someday. Don't wake me up, don't wake me up. Waiting for the sun to rise, rainy days and careless nights. Say you will, don't say goodbye, say it's alright. Throw your caution to the wind, the shelter of my single bed. You can call it Wonderland, we could stay the night. You and me, let's fly away somewhere past the Milky Way. Maybe we'll return someday. Don't wake me up, don't wake me up. Riding on an endless wave, freight trains and aeroplanes. Maybe we'll return someday. Don't wake me up till we are home, till we are home, till we are home, till we are home. Don't wake me up till we are home, till we are home, till we are home, till we are home, till we are home.
Good evening! I figured we could end the day where it started, meaning in my bedroom. I never film here, but it's actually not so bad. And the evening light is beautiful. I'm not sure you can see the golden glow, maybe you can a little bit in the mirrors, but yeah, it's gorgeous. Anyway, how did today go? Well, I am pooped, but it was really fun. It was nice. I did have a little bit of trouble filming because it was super crowded, which I kind of knew going in because I know Friday and Saturday are the busiest days. And if I wanted the best context to film, I should have gone on Sunday. However, on Sunday a lot of vendors are out of stock, so if I also want to shop, I cannot go on Sunday. So yeah, I decided to try. And it was difficult because most of the time when I wanted to film something, either I just couldn't because there were 10 people in front of me and I just couldn't back away, step back from whatever I wanted to film so that it would be in frame. So I had to film from very close up, or there were just too many people, and as soon as I took the camera out and started filming, someone jumped in front of me between the thing I wanted to film and myself, which is extremely annoying. But yeah, it's everyone's space and they do what they want. So yeah, it was a bit tricky, and also at the beginning, I will be honest, it killed the joy out of it, because every time I went to a booth I was like, I should be filming, I should take out the camera, I could film this, oh no, but someone is coming, and I couldn't enjoy the festival. So at some point I decided to, instead of using the camera, I decided to use my phone, which felt a lot less formal and was just a lot easier to maneuver and just take out of my pocket and quickly film something while I had the time and then put it back, instead of having the whole camera, open it, waiting for it to turn on and stuff like that. And also having a full-on camera in my hands felt a bit more intrusive to the vendors, and I didn't want to have to ask to everyone if I could film, because most of the time they were busy talking to people, so I didn't want to interrupt saying, hey, can I film the booth? Yeah, so I filmed with my phone. It was more than enough, I guess. I hope you enjoyed. I put a lot of effort into filming stuff, so I hope it was worth it. I tried my best to show things that I thought were interesting. However, I hardly didn't film anything that was not directly yarn related, but there were a lot of felted stuff booth, little, not puppets, but plushes, felted plushes. There were bags, of course, there were notions like stitch markers and stuff like that. There were also ceramics with yarn balls, and there were jewelry and a ton of really interesting stuff. But again, I just felt really intrusive filming and having to ask people to move so that I could have visual access to the booth. And it was so crowded, so yeah. I couldn't film everything that was interesting, but I did my best, and I hope you enjoy. So, regarding my knitting, I did a good progress. I, of course, didn't do as much progress as I was expecting this morning, but I still finished the back piece and finished the front, also one front. I think I'm in the middle of a row, but I think I'm 2 rows away from being done. Same on the back, actually, because my ball ran out and I didn't want it to join a new ball and then cut the yarn after 2 rows if I wasn't 100% sure of the depth, because I had some issues with the row gauge, because in the initial sample the row gauge was pretty small, and it's because I used bouclé. And since this is not bouclé, the row gauge is much longer. So if I followed the instructions exactly, I would have an armhole that's too big, too low. And since it's a V-neck, it's not that easy to modify the length of the armhole, because then it impacts the V-neck. So yeah, it was a mess. So I did some math in the train, and I think I found a solution. So I'm gonna have to regrade the pattern, unfortunately, because not everyone is gonna use bouclé, and I think most people are not gonna use bouclé, so I should use a row gauge that's more standard, like I have here. But it's alright. So I did good progress, and of course it means I haven't touched the other one, the mixed rib cami, but I'm still happy I took it, because it's not as if it was taking a lot of room. And if something had happened to this one, if I couldn't solve the row gauge issue, I wouldn't have been able to work on this, so I would have been happy to have the other one. So I think it was the perfect amount of knitting that I took with me, which is very pleasing. Now, regarding my shopping list and what I wanted to buy, it didn't really go as planned, because first, I said I wanted to buy a needle case, and I wanted something very specific. There is someone that comes every year at the Swiss Yarn Festival, and it's Bodolina, and it's a lady that makes felted needle cases, and they are very, very practical, very compact, and really just cool. And I really wanted to buy one because I see her every year, and every year I'm like, I'm not sure I need one or not, but now I really do. And she was not there. She was here in the list of exhibitors, but I couldn't find her anywhere. And at some point I was chatting with the maker behind Giggling Gecko Yarns, which is a hand dyer in Switzerland. and I know her because we chat sometimes. And I asked her, since she's a vendor, I was like, do you by any chance know if Bodolina is here? And she was like, oh no, I haven't seen her. So she checked on the exhibitors have a plan where they can see all the other booths, the position of all the other booths. And she couldn't find her here. And she told me she had heard someone had to cancel last minute, and it was probably her. So I was like, great. The only person I was absolutely sure I wanted to shop from is the only one that cancelled. So I couldn't get my needle case. So I guess it will be for another time. I can also order it, but it's not the same thing. If I know I can see this booth in person and see the products and choose the colors I want, it's not the same thing to order online. So I guess I will have to wait one more year. So to make up for that, I bought this, which is something I had heard about on Instagram, and I was happy to see them in real life. I don't really need it, but it's so cute, and I wanted to support them, and I didn't want it to come home empty-handed, because the rest of the shopping list didn't go as planned either. So I decided to buy this. So the name of the product is Le Fil. It means the thread in French, and it's a Notions tin box. It's 3D printed in eco-plastic or something like that, and it opens up, and it's just a little box. And yeah, it's just a cute box. And as you can see here, there are some grooves and stuff that allows you to close it in a very secure way. So it cannot open up in your bag, so it's actually very handy. And this was the smallest one, but you could get a medium size, and inside it you could put 2 trays on top of each other that you could take out. And there was a bigger one, the biggest size, and you can also stack them on top of each other. Not the smallest one, not the smallest one, but the medium and large one, you can stack them. And it's just a really cool product. And on top of that, the lid, if I grab a marker, the lid, can you see that? It's magnetic. That's super cool. And it's super handy because, as you may know, I'm often knitting on the go, like on the bus or in the van or on holiday or what, and one of the issues I have is that my markers always fall out, so that way, problem solved. So this was very cool. And then the other thing I wanted to buy was yarn. So for the yarn, for the summer tops, I found a ton of yarns that were really lovely and would have been perfect, but nothing that was really like sparking the light. Nothing that really felt absolutely perfect. But there were a ton of beautiful yarns that I really wanted to try out and I really wanted to buy. But again, the fact that I don't want my stash to get out of control, I just didn't want to buy anything. Like, I wanted to buy them, but at the same time I didn't. So I didn't. And the yarn for the colorwork sweater, which is the one I really wanted to buy, the brand I wanted to shop from is Rauwerk. It's in German, but I'm not 100% sure how you're supposed to say that. So Rauwerk, and they are here every year, except this year. They weren't there. So I circled through the festival a few times, and I couldn't find them, so I finally checked on the website to see the list of exhibitors, and they are not here this year. They didn't come. So I could, of course, buy online, but again, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna try to find something else, and I can use this yarn in another design in the future if I ever see them again in a festival. But it wasn't that easy to find another yarn because I had some really specific criteria I wanted. I wanted something woolen spun, or at least like lightweight, non-superwash, just not something too dense. 100% wool, I wanted something rustic, but also next to skin soft. I think I said everything this morning already, but yeah, I had those very specific criteria and I couldn't find anything that was exactly within those. Either it was like too drapey, like a merino wool that was too soft and that would peel a lot, or it was a bit too rustic, or it was fine, but there were only natural colors and no dyed colors, and I really wanted dyed colors. Always something not working. And the best contender was at Vol Spinnerei, which is a mill in Switzerland. It's one of the biggest, I think. and it's run by I think it's a couple. It's a guy and his wife, and the guy is always here at the festival, and he's kind of the, how do you say that, the mascot, la mascotte du festival, because he always wears some very wacky knitwear that either his wife or someone in the mill makes for him. And this year he had a striped skirt. I took a video of that. He was super nice. It was really fun to chat with him. And yeah, he just always have some funny outfits on. And they had a new yarn that came out last year, which was very soft because it's rambouillet, 100% rambouillet, which is a very soft type of merino. But it was fingering weight and it was single ply. So I could hold it double, but the fact that it was single ply meant that it had a lot of drape, and I didn't want that. Also, it was a bit heavier than if it was a standard plied yarn, and it was worsted spun. And there was a sample which was absolutely beautiful, and I spent like 10 minutes looking at it because it was so cool. It was a vest or tank top or something patterned by a Swiss designer. I think her name is Mai Man. Her name is Lisa, I think. And she does a lot of those stripy, like architectural, geometric stuff, which are beautiful. I really like them. And it was nice to see one of those in real life. And she held the yarn double. And I could just see the fabric was just a bit too heavy and a bit too drapey for what I wanted. For the big oversized sweater I wanted to make, it would be too heavy. So that didn't work. But I chatted a lot with the guy and it was very interesting. So I will definitely try to make something with this yarn in the future because it was incredibly lovely. And I also touched the softest merino I have ever touched, which is so random because they don't even advertise it as soft. But they have a merino in this mill. They do a merino. And when I touched the sweater made with this yarn, it was like insane. It was so soft and so squishy and comfortable, and it was peeling a little bit, but also not that bad. I thought it was like alpaca and silk. It was insane, but it was just 100% merino. So I also have this on my radar. So yeah, lots of beautiful stuff I discovered, but nothing that was really suited for what I wanted. So I was checking out another booth from a yarn shop that's like in Zurich or somewhere. And they are always at the same place, and I almost always buy something from them because they have very unique yarns in Switzerland that you cannot really find in other yarn shops in Switzerland, I mean. Namely Nordic yarns. So I was considering using the Hillesvåg yarns because they have those. Maybe the Sol base, which is a lamb's wool, which was quite soft, but they didn't have a lot of colors. And yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. And then they also had another yarn that was from Rosarios Cuatro. I think it's Spanish or maybe Portuguese, I don't know. And I remembered when checking out this yarn that this brand, Rosarios Cuatro, Rosarios 4, they had a booth at the entrance of the festival. So I was like, I'm just going to check out their booth to see the whole range of yarn. So I went to Rosarios 4 booth, and it was kind of weird because they had only like a very small table and they had only one ball or skein of each yarn instead of having a stock with the full colors that you could choose from. And I chatted a little bit with the ladies and they told me they are sponsors of the festival, so they cannot sell yarn because they give money to the festival and they don't get money out of it or something, I'm not sure. But that they only presented their products without selling them. And they asked me if I was a designer, and I was like, yes. So they told me they have a program where they can give yarn support to designers. So they presented a lot of products to me, and I explained exactly what I wanted, and then they told me, oh, we have this and this which could work. And there is one yarn that looked really promising, and there was a sample sweater, a colorwork sweater that was knit up with it, and it looked really nice, and I was really considering it, but it was like heavy worsted weight, just worsted weight, I guess, and it was worsted spun, so the fibers were combed instead of carded. So the yarn was a little bit heavier than I would want it, but it was still so lightweight and airy somehow. I don't really know how they did that, but yeah, the yarn was really impressive, and I was really considering it. I was looking at the shade card, And one of the lady told me she could maybe give me some samples of the yarn so that I could swatch with it and decide if I want it or not. And I was like, yeah, that would be super cool. So she gave me 2 balls. The yarn usually comes in 100-gram balls, which are really, really huge and quite impressive, which makes me think that the yarn, despite being worsted spun, is still pretty lightweight, which means it could work for my purposes. So she gave me 2 50-gram balls, which are samples. So those are not made to be sold. And I'm very excited to swatch with those. It's very soft. It has a rustic touch, but I'm pretty sure it's not itchy. It's like, it feels a little bit buttery. I don't know how to say it. It's definitely not dry. And yeah, if you know this yarn, it's Rosarios Cuatro. Don't make fun of me if you speak Spanish, please. Folklore? Yeah, it's 100% wool. It's really gorgeous. So this is all the yarn I got from the festival. And if I like this, the lady gave me her card so that I can contact her if I want to use this for the design, and then we'll see. But there was another booth where there was sweater knit up with tweed Donegal woolen spun from Lang Yarns. I don't remember the name exactly, but yeah, I had seen it quite a lot, but I had never touched it, and the sweater was so soft. And this would be perfect because it is woolen spun, so it's basically the same gauge as this one, but even lighter, and it felt even softer somehow. And there are a lot more colors in the range. And I have very specific colors in mind that are not in this one. So, I don't know, between the two, mon cœur balance, as we say in French. So, I don't know, I will have to swatch, and I can also, the Donegal thing from Lang, they are also sold in 50 grams, so I can also buy 2 of them just to swatch and see what I prefer. And yeah, so that's it for the Swiss Yarn Festival haul. It didn't go as planned, but it was still very nice. I met a lot of people, I chatted with lots of lovely makers, and I got this bag. When she gave me the yarn, she gave it to me in this bag. What does it say? Sustainable yarns from Portugal. Oh, it's from Portugal. It's Portuguese, not Spanish, I'm sorry. Doesn't change anything, I don't speak Portuguese either. Yeah, so I have this, and in the bag was also, extremely random, a calendar. So I have a calendar from that brand. It was nice. It's a nice gift. So yeah, I think that's it. Oh no, I forgot to say something. The outfit, the t-shirt without a sweater and just the coat, it was perfect. I just took off the coat when I arrived in the venue, and I would have been too warm with a sweater, and I would have been too cold with a t-shirt thinner than that. So perfect outfit. And I got lots of compliments on my t-shirt. So thank you for watching this vlog. Thank you for following along with me. I hope you enjoyed. It was very out of my comfort zone for the whole day, for the morning, filming myself while I prepared and filming the festival when I was completely crowded and I was bothering other people. So I hope it was worth it. I hope to see you again next time. Next week will be the stash update video for the month of March. So don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on that. Thank you for your comments, thank you for your likes, thank you for being here. I hope to see you again next week. And until then, happy knitting. I love you.